Top Republican lawmakers now questioning whether the swap of Bo Bergdahl for 5 Taliban prisoners is having an impact on how terrorists view America. Those comments coming after news of the death of U.S. hostage Kayla Mueller. Let's ask Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso. He's on the Foreign Relations Committee, and he joins us now. Senator, good to have you here this morning.
Thanks, Martha.
Do you agree that set a precedent that has created a dangerous situation?
Well, I believe it has, Martha, especially in light of the president's eagerness to empty out Guantanamo Bay because of his campaign promise to do so. And the swap of the Taliban 5 for Bergdahl, you look at those 5, and they're in Qatar now. I've been over there the last 2 weeks. They're getting, I believe, ready to get back into the fight. And these absolutely were members of the leadership of the Taliban. So what we see here is, I believe, an emboldenment to try to capture others because of the president's willingness to make that swap for Bergdahl.
I want to play a soundbite from the president about the difficulty in his position when faced with the situation like Kayla Mueller.
It's as tough as anything that I do, having conversation with parents who understandably want by any means necessary for their children to be safe. And we will do everything we can, short of providing an incentive for future Americans to become.
Well, we know that the United States does not provide ransom money, but with the trade or a swap for prisoners as part of the request, is there really a difference?
Well, first, with regard to Kayla Mueller, I mean, it is so tragic. It is heartbreaking. She represents the best of humanity. And you compare that with ISIS and the savages and what they are doing. I mean, the contrast could not be any greater. Well, ISIS is using this as a recruitment tool. The beheadings that we've seen, the burning of the Jordanian pilot, those things are being used. That is part of their strategy to recruit, which is a more clear and seem to be more successful strategy than the president's unclear strategy of how we're going to defeat them. So I have great concerns about their goal to actually take more hostages. Yeah,
I think that's a very obvious concern at this point, given what we've seen. You know, in terms of the authorization for military force that Congress is being asked to sign, the language, obviously, in that has been one of the big sticking points. And the new language, as we understand it, it bans, quote, enduring offensive ground operations. What do you believe that to mean?
Well, the language just came out, Martha, within the last hour. We haven't had a chance to go through all of it yet, but one of the most important votes that a member of Congress ever makes is the authorization of the use of military force. This is something we need to actually study. We'll debate it in the Foreign Relations Committee, on which I'm a member. That's where the discussions will start. So I want to make sure that a commander-in-chief has what he or she needs in terms of making sure that we can actually defeat the enemy. And to me, that means you don't limit them in terms of time, in terms of geography, in terms of the name of those who you're fighting. So it doesn't give them an opportunity to change their name or go find a safe haven in another location. And we're seeing that now with Syria as well as Iraq. The border is down. They go from one place to another. Might they try Jordan or Turkey?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't want to limit our commander-in-chief.
All right. Obviously, the language with regard to any sort of ground forces is going to be crucial in the debate of this document. Thank you very much. Good to see you, as always, Senator Barrasso.
Thanks for having me.
20 minutes.